Okay, so in this video, I want to show you how we are setting up our interactive notebooks. I have a couple examples here that I want to go through with you. Let's start with this one. So I will have labels on it. Each of my groups are getting a little bit of different notes just to meet people's needs differently. So when we open up the notebook, you're going to have a couple pages here. And I wrote in pencil because I just want to be able to erase something if I make a mistake or if something changes. So I just labeled it, I think you can read it, table of contents. And I'm going to put the module there. Actually, this is a great example of why we write in pencil. Originally, this module was going to be 40 pages long. I'm now going to break it down into 4 different sections. So we're actually going to have, and let me make this adjustment now. We're actually going to do safety procedures and equipment as the first module. I don't know if that's a proper abbreviation for equipment. And in my notebook, that is going to be page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'd like you guys to, I'm wrong, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13. But this is probably our biggest unit for, it's a pretty big unit. They're not all going to take up 13 pages in our notebook. So safety procedures and equipment are pages 1 through 14. I'm going to show you guys this again. Safety procedures and equipment. You don't know that that's really the correct abbreviation, but that's what we're going to go with. Okay. So that is how we are setting up this notebook to start with. So when we're talking about pages, every side of a piece of paper is a page. So page 1, we're not labeling it. We're not numbering it. So I'm going to table of contents A, table of contents B, table of contents C. Then flip the page. We're going to put page 1, page 2. So this is the warm-up. Flip that. 3, 4. Safety procedure notes. On 3 and 4 are notes. But because everything in our interactive notebook serves as some sort of a reference point, that's why we're not going to specifically label page 2 is this. We're going to say, if you go to page 1 through 13 in our interactive notebook, you will find every piece of information you need about safety procedures and equipment. Okay? So we're looking at page 5. This is the pocket activity. Page 6 is the pedal activity. It's like a little spiral thing. It opens up like that. And you're going to write on the inside of each flap. And it folds down. We probably could have combined some of these, but I wanted to make sure everybody had room to, if you want to write extra around it. Okay. Page 7 and 8 are going to be the equipment warm-ups. Nine and 10 are the equipment notes. We have a couple of foldables. So I get used to how this is going to work. To start, we have what are some of the different equipments. You're going to have a description under it. Open the flap. Once I get my document camera up, I can show you a flat version of this. So next, we've got the Foursquare. Then we have the Venn diagram. And then page 14 is the start of the next unit. So don't worry about page 14 initially. Or should we? Let's make it short and sweet. We're not going to talk about page 14 yet. So we've gone through the first 13 pages of our notebook. Remember that warm-ups are for you to do after you've done the notes, maybe before you start the interactive notebook pages. So before I go in and do the pocket activity, I'm going to say, hold on, let me go back. Let me say, we've got the picture on day 1, and it wants us to identify procedures that are not being followed. So after I've done the notes, I say, oh man, I know that your hair is not supposed to be in front of your face, especially when you're working with like a Bunsen burner. So I'm going to write down procedure not being followed, loose hair not tied back. And you can work through them all in one day, or you can do them one day at a time. It's up to you. That's the beauty of blended learning and virtual learning is you do get a lot more autonomy as a student. You get a lot more decision making as a student. It's about you and what you need in that time. So notes are a must-do activity. And the interactive notebook pages are also must-do. You need to sit down and do all of it. That's why I made sure everybody has a composition book and every student has a pair of scissors and at least one stick of glue from me. If something ever happens and you need more, reach out to me and I will be happy to get it to you. Trying to think if I need. I will make sure there's a discussion board open so that if you have any questions about how to set up your interactive notebook, you will be able to ask me.